Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Have you subscribed yet? Just checking. In my last video, which is linked down below for you, I talked about starting local and the things that you should be doing before you dive headfirst into your acting career. Well, to add to that, today's video is a list of my most highly recommended books on acting that you should get your hands on ASAP. And you don't have to read them all, like right now. In fact, these are books that I still pick up from time to time. You can read one of them or all of them. Whichever ones you choose to get will be good resources for you for many years to come. Disclaimer, I have not read all of these books, like cover to cover, but I do know there's great stuff in all of them, and they've been suggested by other great resources like Backstage.com. Okay, let's get started. The first 4 books that I'm going to talk about are books that almost everybody gets when they first begin their career. They're all written by people who are like legends in their field, who have taught acting and who have techniques named after them that many actors use today. These are books that are all really about the foundation of acting and how to practice and different techniques you can learn. I personally recommend checking out all 3 so that you can see what really speaks to you. Respect for Acting by Uta Hagen. I feel like every actor owns this book. And if I'm not mistaken, everyone's copy looks like this, like all torn up and well loved, and the pages are marked, and there's a ton of great basics in here. She talks a lot about stage acting, and it is very like theater heavy, but I feel like everything that's written here translates really well into acting of all kinds. It's comprised of 3 sections. The first one is called The Actor, and it is all about identity, sense memory, improvisation, reality for the actor. And then the second section is a bunch of exercises that you can do, and the third section is about actually doing a play and applying everything you've learned to taking on a character and telling a story. This book is a staple. This next one is called Sanford Meisner on Acting. It's by Sanford Meisner. Big surprise. Sanford Meisner created the Meisner technique. I'm not going to try to describe the Meisner technique of acting right now, but I will put a link in the description box. Whether you follow any technique really closely or not, each of these books has little like nuggets of wisdom that can absolutely be applied to your acting. So yeah, and look at him. I mean, who doesn't want to listen to a guy who can rock a fur coat like that? The third one I want to mention that for some reason I don't have here, but it is on like every list in the world of recommended books on acting, is An Actor Prepares by Konstantin Stanislavski. Whew, say that 3 times fast. Stanislavski, Konstantin, we'll call him, actually decided later in his career that that kind of method acting that can be really painful was not the only way. So he ended up incorporating a lot of like imagination and that kind of work into his teachings. I will throw some information about him and his teachings in the description box down below as well. And fourth but not least, The Power of the Actor by Ivana Chubbuck. Ivana Chubbuck is actually an acting teacher here in LA. She has her own studio. She's very well respected. And this book just has, again, a lot of great basics. Beats, actions, objectives, all the good stuff. Definitely a must. These next 3 books are less about the method of acting and more about the business of acting. So let's jump right in. Okay, so scratch what I just said. This book is called The Acting Bible. It is by Michael Powell. And there is some stuff about the business of acting in here, but there's also a lot of like stuff about objective and emotional memory and all that, but it puts it to you in a more like visual way, has a lot of clips from movies and stuff in there. So this is something that I've had for a really long time. This book is just really fun. Deer Hunter. I've only watched that movie once and I can never watch it again because it is just too much. It has some great quotes. Oh, look at that. Quotes from Uta Hagen and Konstantin Stanislavski. So we're on the right track, you guys. And there's also really cool stuff like preparing for auditions, getting an agent, headshots. Don't read that. We'll talk about that in another episode. I mean, there's stuff about voiceover work, there's stuff about body work, Alexander technique. It's just a goodie. And then 2 books that I've heard a lot of good things about that I don't own, but I'm going to get them because I'm super interested. The first one is called Audition by Michael Shurtleff, and it's just got apparently all kinds of great tips about auditioning, obviously. And the other one is called Acting as a Business, and it's by Brian O'Neill. The 5th edition is the most recent one. And, you know, I talk a lot about being an actor in LA on my channel, but this book apparently covers New York as well and the differences between those two, which, as I understand, there are a lot of differences in having an acting career in LA and having an acting career in New York. So definitely worth checking out. This is a big, heavy book, and I have never looked at every page. Who knows what happened to the cover of this one? But it is called 1001 Movies You Must See Before You Die by Stephen J. Schneider. This is the 5th edition, but it's old AF, so I'm gonna assume that there is a much more updated version. The cool thing about being an actor is your homework is watching TV and movies. Checking out a book like this and then watching some of the things that are in it is only going to help your brain expand. And there's everything in here from like war dramas to cartoons. Is the Little Mermaid in here? It better be. Huh! And it even has a little checklist. So if you're an insane person, you can check them off as you go. Is Dirty Dancing in here? That's really the only movie that matters in the world. It's not in here! Whatever. Swayze forever. Shakespeare! To understand it or to not understand it. When I took my course in Shakespeare, this is the book that I had to purchase. You know, just some light summer reading. This is called William Shakespeare, The Complete Works. I'm sure this could be of use to you. You can also just buy the plays individually, but if you're looking for a book that really breaks down Shakespeare and helps you understand it a little bit better, check out Cracking Shakespeare by Kelly Hunter. And then this is one that I do not own because I'm not young. It is called Acting for Young Actors, The Ultimate Teen Guide by Mary Lou Belly and Dinah Lenny. So check it out if you still have your youth. So aside from techniques of acting and the business of acting, the other really super important aspect to be an actor is just being a creative person and having a very actively creative mind. And these are a couple of books that can really assist you with that. This first one is called The Creative Habit by Twyla Tharp. It's actually a workbook, so it'll have some information and advice, and then it'll be followed by an exercise section. Somebody's been doing her workbook. In the words of Twyla Tharp, learn it and use it for life. That's my favorite. Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. Elizabeth Gilbert wrote Eat, Pray, Love. She's everything, you guys. I mean, this is so inspirational. It will light a fire under your booty. This book had a big hand in getting me to start this YouTube channel. It helps you foster your creative ideas. It is just, it's magical. I mean, the way that she speaks to you in her writing and gets through to you. Creative living beyond fear. Do you see that? Fear is the thing that holds us back. Creative living is the thing that we need to be doing. And this book is just like, I love it so much. I keep it on my nightstand right now. I read a little bit of it every night. It's perfection. It ain't a New York Times bestseller for no reason, okay? Big Magic. And that's all I got. If you have anything to add, please put it in the comment section below. We are community, we are family, and we all want to hear each other's suggestions. So please, if there's something that you've read that just like blew your mind and gave you so much inspiration or like motivation or information, make sure you add it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.